Welcome back to Seen It Before, where we're probably going to say something stupid about your favorite movie because we've seen it all before.
Seen it all before.
I'm Danny.
And I'm Pooh. And I've seen it all before, too.
Also,
Oh, we go.
number 2.
Yes.
We actually just recorded episode 3 recap. We're going to talk about episode 4 now, the Red Dragon and the Gold of House of the Dragon, if we didn't make that clear. So overall, before we get into the actual breakdown of the episode, what are your overall thoughts about it?
This is one of those episodes where you put a pin in it and you say, epic moment in television.
Yep.
Period.
Yep. So
Fight me on that on the internet if you want to.
On a scale of, so do you think it's one of the best episodes in the Game of Thrones universe? Because that's what I'm hearing.
It is comparable to, I would say, Battle of the Bastards.
Like an epicness and scale?
Yes.
Okay.
And the reason for that is when you get to this moment in this show, you haven't had a moment like this. And I think the only other things, if you go back in the Game of Thrones universe, there are certain moments, Red Wedding, Battle of the Bastards, the dark episode that no one can see at Winterfell. We won't even go there. I won't even speak on any of the others after that. Yeah. But those are the linchpin episodes. We got 2 in this season in a weird way when they, killed a little kid.
Yeah, that's a big moment.
It's a big moment that came a little too early for my taste. Mm-hmm. But I'm glad we got this now. We
got a shortened season, though. We only got 8 episodes. So I think in a way to put to what they did in this episode, to have that be the halfway point, because, holy shit. I mean, I don't think we're going to get another big thing like that in this season. I think the next big thing is going to be probably Daemon versus Aemond in season 3. Unless maybe they'll treat us at the finale of this season.
We might get something. We don't know. But
yeah, I'm going in blind though for this whole entire thing because you read the book.
I did.
I didn't.
It's been a while though because there's a lot of it. I've forgotten more than I remember at this point.
Yeah. Well, I'm reading the book right now. And I'm still in Jaehaerys's time. I'm like it's
a slow
the way it's a really slow read because it's all either they're doing twists and turns from they explain this whole thing about this girl who was basically just traveling whore.
Yeah, bro.
And how she was a highborn at one point or whatever. And
George R. Martin, please stop.
Yeah, it was well, I mean,
I love him.
I can't tell him what to do, and he's gonna do what he's doing. But come on, everyone wants Winds of Winter, right? Yeah. I know it's a huge task, but you waited so long. I don't really care anymore.
Yeah, I don't care.
I don't think a lot of people care anymore. But you could still, now would be a good time. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, but yeah, let's roll the intro and we'll get into this episode. In House of the Dragon, episode 4 of season 2, The Red Dragon and the Gold. What the fuck, bro?
It needed a Star Wars crawl.
Yeah, right.
It was that epic. And all I have to say is before this, I said, when I think it was a couple episodes back, I was saying, when the family feuds, nobody wins. Mm-hmm. When dragons fight, nobody wins.
Yeah.
Because we've talked about...
Except for the biggest dragon.
Well, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Think about this. We have seen dragons only really with, going back to Game of Thrones, with Daenerys and her 3, and she raised them up. Kudos to her. Let me just say this quickly. Kudos to her because looking back now, you realize, damn, she was really skilled on even being able to train those dragons and do what she did.
Normally, it's just 1 rider per dragon.
Yes. She basically had 3 under her control.
Yeah.
Kudos to her for that. I'll get into that a little later. But we never saw a epic dragon battle.
Yeah.
2 dragons just going at it. It was like watching a war movie. And some of it was very cinematic.
Oh, yeah.
Very cinematic. But before we got there, we got, look at the episode for what it is. Daemon back at Harrenhal. Daemon having the crazy dreams. Mm-hmm. Dude, all right, I thought we were in a Shining moment. R.I.P. the homegirl just passed. It felt very Shining-esque.
Yeah.
And he's doing his thing and he talks to the witch in the kitchen and he's all like, what are you? Oh, you're just a.
Well, she's an owl.
I'm an owl. Like, and everybody's like, oh, what's her end game with this? She's just twisting the dude's mind because he's already in a castle that is clearly broken, which is kind of representation of who he is as a person at this point.
Yeah. Well, so the last episode, actually, we didn't mention it, but she shows up after he has his first trippy dream with Millie Alcock being all whatever, which I, also good to see Rhaenyra, young Millie Alcock back.
Yeah. Love her.
But she comes up behind him and says, "You're gonna die here," and I'm thinking that's legit. Like, you don't really hear prophecies in this universe without it actually coming true in some sort of way. So I think physically, maybe even spiritually, I don't know. Something he's gonna die in one way or another. Like whether it's gonna be like he's gonna like lose like his like will to fight or some shit at Harrenhal, or he's gonna physically die there. Or like, some sort of irony there.
Harrenhal is an interesting place because we've seen it a lot. We've seen it in Game of Thrones. We've seen it in this show. And yet it is considered cursed. And it's considered cursed for a lot of different reasons. But the main reason, well, of course, what happened to the Strongs. And they say, oh, wow, this fire just started out of nowhere. No, we know that was...
Well, it's clearly... everyone knows it's Lairs.
Well, not everybody.
Well, the Simon Strong guy. He's like, the Castellan.
Yeah.
How do you pronounce that?
I can't pronounce his name. I suck at pronouncing names. But yes, he's looked at... Remember, deformities are looked down upon in this world. Right. Just like if you go back to Tyrion, like, oh no, he's a monster. Da da da. Right. This dude's a clubfoot. He ain't too big on.
See, but that doesn't stop him though. Like,
no, it doesn't.
Like, Tyrion was literally hand of the king, and then and Larys, he's the master of whispers now.
Yeah.
So I was gonna say there's a couple like free agents in this whole thing.
Yes.
I think Massaria is one of them. I think maybe if anything she's sort of loyal to Daemon. But not entirely.
I think she's loyal to people that treat her right.
She's the Varys type person, Yes. She cares about the little folk, the small folk.
The realm.
Yeah, you care about Then the witch lady. I think I don't even know what her plan is. Same thing with Larys. I don't know what his plan is.
Well, his plan is he's the smartest guy in the room, and he knows it.
Yeah.
So therefore, he's playing it to his advantage. And if you notice, every time they show him, he's always listening first and looking. He's scanning the room.
Well, yeah.
In this episode, you see him at the small council table. He's literally watching the brothers, the king, Aegon, and his brother, have this conversation. And he's reading all between the lines.
Yeah.
He's realizing, oh, okay, the king
is stupid.
Well, not just that, he's a paper king.
Yeah.
And which is double down when he talks to his mother.
Well, yeah. Because the mom's just like, you're fucking nothing.
You didn't do what... All you have to do is nothing.
Yeah.
Do nothing, and you're fine.
And he probably should have.
He probably should have on many levels.
Yeah, but his ego too
wants
strong.
to be the man. First of all, let's not forget, this is the dude who ran when he found out his father died because he thought he was next in line, and they hit it.
Yeah. He didn't even want it.
Didn't want it.
That's the thing.
All. His brother literally brought him kicking and screaming to the throne. And now you have it, and power, they say power corrupts.
Yeah.
And now you have it, and you lost a child, and you got all in your feelings. And guess what, dude? You don't know how to lead at all.
Well, because it was all on Otto.
Yes.
And then he's an idiot and just fires Otto.
Well, he fires Otto because he's like, I'm the king. I'm that guy. Like, no, are you?
You're not.
Are you?
Well,
I love how Otto already knew that Viserys never changed his mind. If you think about that. Even though from the episode before, we get all the clarity between the women. No, it's the song of Ice and Fire. It's Aegon, and it's like, he was talking about Aegon. See, once again,
well, that makes sense for Otto.
Names make sense. Like, stop, call him something else. We just need like Davids and
call him Dagon or some shit.
Not even. Let's go with the gongs. Let's stop rehashing names, man. Because clearly there's too many.
Or give him call him Egg or something. Like give him a nickname.
No, we got to do a name Egg. That show's coming. Call that dude Bill, because he's a Bill. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, using the same names, and then Mama makes the ultimate mistake, which is all right, whatever. And then you realize, okay, you're a paper king. Now, we get into your hand. Think about this. He's the hand of the king. He goes to war. Hands of the king do not go to war.
No.
They stay at court. They help lead the king in decision making.
Yeah, he's clearly just a general that like just got promoted just for fucking his mom, I guess.
Bro, well, nobody knows that, but except for his wife. But like, the dude leaves King's Landing to lead a fight in the Riverlands, King's Land, or whatever you want to call it at this point. And you see the small, like we said, the small council moment. You see just nobody leading it.
Yeah. Well, same thing with Rhaenyra's side, where like I don't even know who the fuck these guys are. They're all like, there's this one asshole who speaks up every episode, and Rhaenyra keeps telling him, "Shut the fuck up."
Some negative.
It's like I'm gonna beat the shit out you.
No, I love Rhaenyra because she's kind of she should have been hand. She should have been hand because she was clearly the wisest in the room.
Well, Damon's not even there.
Damon left, but like Rhaenys is trying to hold things together. Rhaenyra's son, he's petulant. He wants to be the man, but you ain't the man yet.
Yeah, Jace is like,
I feel you, bro, but you ain't that dude.
He's like, I want to fight for you.
She's like, you got no experience.
Yeah, it's like,
and of course Rhaenyra's gone, which makes things even worse. Because now these dudes are just plotting against each other.
Yeah.
Well,
that's what they wanted, though. They wanted to just like get her, because she called it treason last episode.
Yes.
She's like, you're gonna do the war without me? The fuck, guys, come on.
And it's funny because like when you see, I love. Let's get back to Sister Riri. She in Driftmark. She rolls up on her husband on his job. Sees the little bald-headed boy and is like,
oh, that's a bastard.
That's your bastard. It's like, this is the man who saved your life.
Yeah,
I love that dynamic between those two. That could be a show all by itself.
I want to know what's up with that though. Like, where are they going to go with that?
He's the bastard of and he has to cut his hair because they will see his dress.
That's the thing. Is Adam the guy he's talking to, where he calls him his brother in the last episode, where like the guy who sees sea smoke in the air? He's got he's just got regular black hair. So like, is he also Corlys's bastard? What's going on there?
I think he's his half brother.
Just like from the same mom?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm getting that vibe. There's a black family. These things happen. But that's clearly Corlys's boy.
Yeah.
And like she said, your mother must have been beautiful. like she cheated on me for you, and you saved his life. And I love what she says because she does the thing going all the way back to the first episode of Game of Thrones. She does the thing that Jon Snow never had.
Oh,
Ned's wife hated Jon.
Yeah,
she said, no, he saved your life. You should be honoring him.
Yeah.
Not hiding him away in a boat.
Yeah, because Rhaenys is, she's awesome.
Rhaenys is...
Yeah, Catelyn, I never liked that about Catelyn.
Wow. Catelyn hated him.
Well, I mean, when
like, no.
Are the Tullys kind of like that, though? Like, are they more...
I mean, they're river people. And we know river people like to fight.
Rhaenys is a Targaryen, so like incest isn't that big of a deal.
Yeah,
they're more lax.
But I think she, her title, the queen that never was.
Yeah,
she's technically the queen that should have been.
Oh yeah,
by far.
Yeah, well that's their tragedy though.
Yeah,
that's the whole thing. So she can't even be hand of the queen.
No, and it's like she couldn't. They didn't even name her hand. Like, come on, Rhaenyra, what were you thinking? The woman's giving you all the knowledge, even since you were a little girl.
At least she's on the council.
Well, no, something. Like even if you go back to season 1, she's talking to her as a little girl. She's like, you don't understand how the game is played.
Well, yeah, well that's the cool thing because in that scene, it's definitely framed like Rhaenys is the villain. Like she's got her own thing going on.
But she wasn't.
But no, she's just. I'm genuinely just like I'm so apathetic the whole thing. Like you're not going to win this game.
No,
this is how it's played, and I'm here for you. It's all right.
I'm gonna hold you down, but at the same time, like I've seen this play out before.
Yeah, it's like I was there.
I literally was there.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because she is the linchpin of this episode, hands down. But when we get back to Christian Cole and that whole thing, him and it was Aegon, the dude with the one eye, I always forget his name. Aemon. See, it's too many Aemons and Aemons.
I think I remember it because it's Damon.
Yes.
And then an anagram for just move the D to the end. Yeah.
It's like, okay, this dude is clearly got his own end game going. Him and Christian Cole are linked up, and they got this little thing going.
Wasn't expecting.
I saw it coming because it makes sense. These two dudes.
Was it that? Okay, so I think Aemon's like he's that guy, right?
No, he's not that guy.
He's that. Well, he doesn't think he's that guy, but I think he's that guy.
Nah, he's only that guy because he's got that dragon. He ain't that guy because you see him curled up in a fetal position with the prostitute.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But he doesn't think he's. I'm thinking Damon's the same way though.
They're both.
But Damon's like the opposite. He's like, I am that guy. I am that guy. I want to be that guy so bad. But like, I don't think I think that's going to be the twist at the end, where like, like Eamon, little bullied kid at the schoolyard. He's so insecure about himself, and he's got a lot of anger. But he does end up being that guy.
Well, he's definitely on his own. He's feeling himself because of what he has, and you got the biggest war machine in the world. You can think about it, right? And his thing is that he hates his brother clearly.
Because we didn't talk about it last episode, which I wanted to talk. The whole bar scene with the Targaryen bastard.
Yes.
First of all, is he telling the truth?
Yes.
Okay. Second of all, how's that going to come into play? What the fuck?
It's in the books. I don't know how it's going to come into play in the show.
I don't think he's going to end up on the throne. But now I'm seeing there's a bunch of third parties kind of coming in now. So I think he's going to make a mess somehow. Mm-hmm. Maybe Corlys's bastard might make a mess somehow.
I don't think Corlys's bastard is going to be more of a mess. It's going to be more of a help because clearly Corlys's son, who we pretended was dead, might actually be dead now because his dragon came back. And when his dragon came back, I found that to be curious. Like,
Yeah, that probably means I was expecting him to come back in the fold.
Everybody wants him to come back, but I don't know if that's going to happen. That's the big mystery of the show right there.
I don't think it's going to happen just because I know exactly, like, in the books, I'm pretty sure they say he, like confirmed murdered.
Yes. So clearly his dragon's upset. Because it went back home. And let's not forget, like, these are all the black people in Game of Thrones, and we know they're going to die out in 100 years because they're not in the show.
You got that one pirate. one pirate guy.
One pirate dude that's black.
And
Zaro's in the...
So they're still in Essos. They're hanging out.
There's a couple black people running around, but there's not, like, a crew of dreadlock, Rastafarian, silver-haired dudes.
Hightowers are going to go, too, probably. Unless they evolve into some other...
Old Town is around, we know. So whatever.
But also Damon's gonna be a third party. I think he's gonna come in because he's that's this whole.
He's already a third party though.
Well, he's like sprouting up. I think what could happen. Okay, so like first of all, I think the blacks are gonna end up coming out on top. That's just my prediction. Mm-hmm. But then there's gonna be a one last bit of infighting between Daemon and Rhaenyra, maybe, because like right now they're losing so bad. Like there's like they have no armies.
Yes.
They have no claim to the throne.
According to the people.
No official, right?
Yeah, according to the people.
All they have is Viserys' promise. And now at the end of this episode, they lost their biggest dragon and they lost one of their wisest, oldest members on the council.
Which we got to get into.
Yeah.
The moment.
Yeah.
All right. Yes. So we got through all the stuff that happened with Daemon. We got through how there's some definitely infight. I love the fact that his brother, Aemon, uses old Valerian to talk to Aegon.
Yeah.
In the middle of the council, because you got to understand.
Dicks him. Well, that's like the heritage.
Yeah,
like that's their thing.
And they're the only two that know that language.
Yeah.
And he did that on purpose.
I'm not even sure if Aegon knew what he was saying to him.
No, he did. He did. But he
just couldn't speak it.
No, he can speak it. It's just that they got to understand they're taught that from birth. They know that language.
Well, I don't know. He did. What the fuck did he say? It's like, I'm going to have to, can I make a war or something like that?
Can I make war? Like, it's just the way.
It's so broken.
It's broken because clearly he didn't study as well.
Yeah, brother.
But if you look at the rest of the council, they're all looking at each other like, okay.
Well, you can tell by the body language who's big dick and who.
Yes, hardcore.
Yeah.
And then once it's done, I love how the master, and probably my favorite green character, I don't have many, Otto might be one because of his brain.
Yeah.
But definitely Clubfoot. I'm feeling Clubfoot because he's watching the room and he's taking notes.
Yeah.
He's taking heavy notes because he's like, okay, these two, there's something going on. You guys are doing stuff without telling me, da-da-da-da. He's like, yeah, we are. We got a plan. You don't. If you got a plan, tell me the plan. Oh, you don't have a plan? All right, shut up. And then what does Clubfoot do right after the council meeting? He goes right to the queen.
Right to Allison.
Right to Allison.
And then he's picking up more clues.
Oh, he already knew.
What she's up to.
He already knew. So, somebody was messing with somebody.
Yeah, you had too much pie.
Sure. Okay. I know this tea. What's all these
history books you're looking at, huh?
Well, not just that. He's like, Oh yeah, you got the tea here, the pregnancy tea. Okay, you holding rocks on your stomach. I see what's going on here. You done. Oh, he's like, oh yeah. You worry about Christian Cole? He'll be all right. He out there fighting, right? He just names her. Right? He's like, you must be lonely.
Yeah.
He's
like, you want to take off your shoes?
He's like, yeah, you cheating on me? I'm trying to look at your feet. And he says,
I wonder if that arrangement's still going on.
Yeah, we don't know. That was like a one-time thing. It was very odd.
And also, you got to think, it's got to be the weirdest as an actor, you know? Like, imagine, like, two, like, normal actors, you know, it's like, okay, all right, so, like, you know, Olivia, and I forgot the guy's name, but, like, okay, so, Olivia, you're going to take off your shoes, and you're going to kind of spread your toes, and then, Laris guy, you're just going to, you know.
Yes, Mr. Tarantino.
Yeah, right. Like, what the fuck? I just always feel like the weirdest thing to do.
This episode was brought to you by Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, right.
Clearly. He was like, yes.
She starts saying, it's like, you ever had a quarter pounder with cheese?
Yeah. But yeah, so he's picking up on a lot of things. And he says some of the most important stuff when it comes to Damon. Damon went to Harrenhal. He is Lord of Harrenhal. Mm-hmm. He's like, let Damon toil in Harrenhal. Because they're like, oh, we got to take Harrenhal. He's like, no. Let him have it. It's going to cause him more headache and time than, and this was done by design. Mm-hmm. He says, I still have all the coin. So he can't even build anything because he got no money. It's a big castle that needs a lot of work and got no funds. Zero. Yep. He left his family broke.
Well, yeah, Damon's having a hard time.
And then, yes, him and the witch meet again in the kitchen, and the whole thing is she's like, you know, the reason why this place is cursed is because, you know, the heart trees, we done cut a bunch of down, and even the bed you're lying in is one, which is like, ugh. We know these things are important in the Game of Thrones universe. They don't go as hard into it in the original series, but you realize every big moment is surrounded by a heart tree. That's where you got the third three-eyed raven. And that's like the connection. So you cut these things down. They got faces with these weird faces on them. So yeah, you messed with the magic of the time. Magic is big in this era, and clearly that's why it's considered cursed. You get some weird visions. I mean, and it burnt down mysteriously, but we know what happened for real.
Yeah,
and it's just like this place is really bad. We even see it in the original Game of Thrones when
Arya's there.
Arya's there as a prisoner. Mm-hmm. And she meets the faceless man for the first time, and everybody's like, "Oh, this place is cursed. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here." Even the doggone Lannisters that were controlling, it's like, we don't want to be here. Like nobody wants to be in Harrenhal, even though they like it's strategic, it's huge, it can feed a lot of armies. Yeah, but ain't nobody want to be there.
Yeah, you're all gonna get fucking
weird dreams and killed because every time people go there, they die.
Yeah,
they die. Look what the faceless man did to that place.
Yeah,
killed all those dudes by himself.
So now she's like actually this girl over here. She's like actually the ghost of Harrenhal. Like Arya thought. She's like, oh, I feel like the ghost of Harrenhal. Like this, she's she's it.
Yeah, she's it.
And then but like she must have been drugging Daemon from the start somehow because he just like she's like, oh, I'm a barn owl. Drink this. And he's like, okay.
Yeah, those edits are really hard, and it's like, okay, is she drugging him or is he just going through it? Because he clearly
he's going insane a little bit.
It felt like you ever see the movie Insomnia, where you lose time, and clearly he was losing time in conversations. He's like, "Who are you?"
Oh yeah, well he just ends up at the and then he starts talking.
And if you've ever not gotten a lot of sleep, it does happen like that. I've been there. It's serious. Like all of a sudden, 1 minute you're like, what the heck? How did I get here?
Yeah.
So I love how they're playing on that, but that's a small thing in this episode.
Yeah. So so I'm hoping like there's gonna be like another episode with him there. But so before we get to the big thing though, I think Damon's kind of in the right for like trying to get these armies with like the shit with the Tully guy. He's like, you want me to kill my grandsire?
He's like,
yeah, dude, bro's in a coma. I need an army.
Are you gonna step up or you gonna step off?
Yeah,
that's what it is.
He's like, I'm not gonna kill my. He's like, well, fuck out of here.
He's like, call those other dudes over here.
Yeah, get the Blackwoods over here. We like them.
Some dudes like to fight. Like he's literally trying to do it the diplomatic way, where Christian Cole's doing it through divide and conquer. Like he's just running up on people's count. Yes.
After this episode, because I saw the trailer for it, like he's just like, it's simple. You bend the knee or burn. Your whole house dies.
Yeah, he ain't playing. He ain't playing.
Well, because he knows that he's just like, oh fuck, I have the largest dragon on my side now.
Well, not just that. He understands. Remember, Christian Cole has been to war. That's the one thing about him that makes him more interesting than everyone else. He understands how war works, so therefore he's like, all right, we're gonna go. We're gonna take this keep. We're gonna take this castle. And as soon as we roll up, he says, hey, bend the knee or you die. Oh, you kept your oath? No problem. Respect. I'm gonna cut your head off.
Yeah,
and he cuts the dude's head off. He's like,
it's like, how it is.
That's how it is. He's a brute. He's a brute running things. I still don't like dude.
Yeah,
I think dude is real fraudulent.
See, this episode made me like him a little more. I think he's got a better head on his shoulders now.
He's got a good plan.
Yeah,
and the plan, I give his plan his props.
Like Aemond, I don't see him as a smart guy. I don't see him as a strategic guy.
No,
I definitely don't see Kristen Cole as that guy either.
But I think
they came up with probably the best plan so far.
It's a war plan. So Christian Cole is the war guy, and I will give him that.
Also, he's very quick on his feet.
Yeah.
When Aegon comes in and fucks everything up, instead of it being like, oh shit, our king's gonna die, he turns it into a boon. Yeah. He's like, hey, your king's out there fight. Let's go fight him.
Because he also had to get that. That was the Lannister army that was just standing there, waiting to hear from that. Oh no, excuse me. It was the Lannister army, and it was oh goodness, what's her name's brother was there.
Gwaine?
Yes.
Gwaine?
Yeah. He's there, and he's kind of like, what are we doing right now? Like, what's the plan?
Because he didn't tell anybody.
No, and it was brilliant that he didn't tell anybody because they knew exactly what they wanted to do. If you think about it, look at the plan. The plan was, okay, we took this one castle. Let's go to Rook's Nest. Why go to Rook's Nest? Everybody's like, no, Rook's Nest, what's that? Why would we go there? It's so small. It's right, but what's right across the bay? Dragonstone. And we want to see if we can agitate Rhaenyra enough. And it almost worked.
Yeah.
It almost worked. Because what was her first thing when she shows back
I have to go fight now.
I'm going to go. Yeah. They're like, no. You can't be putting yourself in danger, Queenie. You the queen. And granted, you just put yourself in danger going to freaking King's Landing.
Yeah, Rhaenyra's kind of stupid.
Well, they play.
She's like a Jon Snow, or Ned Stark, honor type.
But they're playing on the Targaryen arrogance.
Yeah.
The Targaryens have
I think the Greens got more of that, though.
They do. But the Targaryens are hot-blooded and the dragons. Oh, we got to attack. Going back to the last season of Game of Thrones, that's why it makes sense that she went cuckoo clock.
Don't get me started, bro.
When a Targaryen is born, the gods flip the coin, and the coin is always bad. I will fight
until my days end. That was a shit decision.
But it plays true more now than it did then.
Well, because there's lead up and there's motivation behind it.
But it plays true that to her character, that's what she was.
Yeah.
So here we go. We hear about this moment. Christian Cole's going to Rook's Nest. He's got an army. Smart, because Rook's Nest is one of the guys on Rhaenyra's council. This is his little castle.
Yeah.
Definitely gonna pull somebody out to fight.
Yeah.
We want to fight. And we see this battle. And it starts off very much, okay, men on the ground. This is looking, are they going to just take us over? They shooting the arrows. And
then I think Meleese comes in first.
Yes, Rhaenys, when she steps up and says, no, you need to send me. Says, because I am the most experienced in battle. I got the biggest dragon in our group, and that dragon has been in battle.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It makes sense, but she didn't understand the plot that was in play, because as soon as she shows up, she's killing dudes.
Yeah,
and it's going well.
Yeah, so you never want to start hot, you know.
Well, I don't think she started smart. She started real smart, and then the king showed up. He put the little monkey wrench in it with his little sunfire situation, and that. But you know what's funny? If you watch that fight, she still had enough respect for her nephew, because he's like a nephew cousin. What is it? I don't know. What
Aegon?
Yeah. That you notice she didn't use fire when she was fighting him.
Right.
Out of respect, she didn't want to kill him. She just wanted to stop his dragon. That's why her dragon is attacking the dragon.
Yeah, not
because she knew she can beat him.
I mean, that's an easy way to just
Yes.
Win.
Yes,
Just,
and that's
which is what we saw.
And that's literally she basically won that fight. Could have left.
It wouldn't have been a good decision though, because they still have the men down there.
But she had an opportunity to sort of leave, win,
Like after she like wounds Sunfire, she could have like left.
Sunfire, she's thinking it's over. But what's lurking in the
Yeah. Oh, dude, that shot with like behind the trees, and you just see the wings go
dude. And it stopped everybody in the castle. Like, what is going on?
And it's the fact that you can't really hear anything. It's not like a loud like whooshing. It's just kind of like a light kind of.
And what does he tell? He tells his dragon, he says, "Be still."
Yeah.
Just wait.
Yeah, and that was a cool shot when like
he lays down
all the leaves. Yeah,
because the dragon's like, "I want to fight."
Yeah,
they're saying these dragons are getting agitated because they smell war.
Mm-hmm.
Dragons are very smart; they want to fight.
Yeah, and there's like a connection to the rider and the emotions and stuff.
And then we also now seen for the first time what happens when dragons fight. Mm-hmm. It does not go well for anyone in the area.
It's a lot quicker too than you would think.
It's like nuclear war.
Yeah,
because some of these shots, when they start doing the slow mo, it gets so cinematic. That first scene, okay, you see Maelys just take out Sunfire, and it was like, okay, that's kind of cool. This dude's like, he's hurt, he's wounded, and then out of nowhere, while they're fighting, the big bad
fucking Vagar comes in.
Vagar comes out of nowhere, and what does he do? He hits him with the Jakar to burn both of them.
Yeah. Well, so that's my idea that like he definitely intended to kill from the start. It's like, oh, my brother's here. I hate that guy. He humiliated me last episode.
And it's a perfect time to kill him.
Yeah.
Because why not?
And so now I'm thinking like
he's got his own plot.
So I'm not positive Aegon even survived. They didn't show him at the end.
He survived.
Oh, he did?
He survived.
Okay, so but Aegon's the only one who I think really knows that what happened up there.
Yeah.
Because everyone else on the ground is still fighting. Kristen Cole, you can't really get a good view.
Well, dude, every time.
Oh, he got knocked out, I think, too.
They got knocked out. They had dudes just like, even when the blood of the dragons was falling on them, it was burning them.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, yeah.
They lost a lot.
I'm pretty sure that looked like hot tar.
Yeah.
Is that how that works?
Yes.
Like there's like blasting jelly inside of them and stuff?
Dude, it was horrible. It was horrible. No. Like, it's like that one dude, Banner Man, and dude standing there. He's like, oh, we got to go save the king. And dude just falls apart in ash.
It's like, ugh.
Like, even when Hagar drops to the ground, it kills his own people.
Yeah, he stomps on them.
Stomps on because like dragons, this is the thing that they were trying to say. You don't want dragons to fight. When dragons fight, it is massive Godzilla-like devastation.
Everybody loses, like the small folk especially.
Yes.
Like the guys are just like, I'm just trying to be in this army just to make enough money for bread.
And they were like, flee.
Yeah.
Like when they saw it, even Christian Cole for a minute, he's like, oh, this is crazy. Like, I've never seen anything like it.
Fucking screwed.
Because no one has seen this. Yeah. So everyone's like, what? This changes everything. It changes the mentality of every soldier on the ground. Everybody's looking at this situation like, this is total devastation. Yeah. Like, these two are fighting in the sky, which is a insane, epic battle, which I'm going to put a pin in for a second and go back to Daenerys. Respect to Daenerys Targaryen because she rode a dragon without a saddle. We never look at that. Everybody else has got these fancy saddles and all kind of like.
Yeah, she holding on for dear life on the fucking
barebacking a dragon, trained a dragon, learned to say the Dracarys and all this other stuff by herself. When these guys had training.
Who taught her that though? Somebody taught her that word for Dracarys.
She knew Valerian. It was just a word in Valerian.
Oh.
So she always knew High Valerian. I'm pretty sure she was learned, so she understood that this was part of it, but she'd never seen a dragon. She trained 3 dragons on her own. Not well, I don't think, but enough.
I'd say Drogon was like obviously the best one.
Yeah, well, I mean, she had 3 of them.
Viserion, loser.
You never, we see in Game of Thrones that everybody has one dragon. One dragon is enough. Mm-hmm. She had 3. And, but he can only have one rider. So, therefore, like, respect to her for that. Because watching this fight, you're like, okay, yeah, you need all that. You need that saddle. Because, like, shout out to my girl, the queen who never was. Twitter, we love you for all that has happened with this. And we'll get to that at the end. It is so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. My girl was ready to go. she turned around.
Well, 'cause she got to do what she got to do.
She was like,
Yeah.
I'm a G to the end. When she clipped that onto
I'm
that
like, oh,
dragon,
she's dead. Oh, she's gonna die now.
Nah, bro, I didn't
No,
think she was
no.
gonna die
I
right
knew.
away, but
I knew she was gonna, because there's the music behind when they're all
music,
running
bro,
out.
She was ready.
And then Rhaenyra's telling Jace about the Song of Ice and Fire. It's like sounds like a real climactic kind of like
Yeah.
we're going to the final act, guys. Let's
Bro,
do this.
She turned around because she could have left.
No, I don't think
She could've.
because Vhagar's still there and he's not wounded enough.
And Vhagar's just circling, and she's like, I could go back, but now I'm gonna handle business.
Yeah.
And she stood on business.
I mean, well, I think it would have been a smart idea to be like, hey, Aegon, Aemon just killed his own brother or tried to. We should use that,
Yeah.
But she can't do that now because she's dead.
Dude, but she went out like a G.
Yeah. Well, she's like accepts, like when she turns around, she said it like real quiet. She's like, attack Meleese, real quiet.
Yeah.
Like I'm thinking she knows like, oh, I'm gonna lose this, but I gotta try.
Because like even when they were starting to leave, Meleese kind of looks back like, we leaving? You sure you don't want to leave? You want to put your foot down? That's the moment.
We'll get
She
because
put
like,
up a great fight.
oh yeah. Well, it was just like she got sneak attacked by him. Same thing as Jace or Lucerys.
That's his own move. That's the only move he has because technically she was winning the fight a little bit because she was more agile. The problem with having a dragon that big.
Yeah, I mean, you can't maneuver.
And she didn't. And like once again, that's when she started using a little bit more fire, but she still wasn't trying to kill them. Since it was, you could kind of watch in the fight. She didn't go as hard as she could have gone.
She didn't learn from Mike Ehrmantraut. Yeah. No half measures.
No half measures.
Can't do that.
So when the king is down, and you got the whole thing with Christian Cole on the ground, and there's all these I mean, it's a basic war movie at that point.
Yeah,
You're hearing all these crazy sounds. You're hearing everybody's getting the PTSD, and all that. Like it's going crazy, man. Like it's Platoon right now. But in the sky, you got one of the most epic battles we've ever seen in Game of Thrones. Next, I think it's up there, Battle of the Bastards level.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's that. I don't think it's like one of like the better written episodes, but definitely spectacle.
Spectacle, yeah. So I mean, because it's hardcore.
Oh yeah,
it's hardcore. Yeah. I mean, they're ripping at each other. You watching those dragons fight? You're like, this is brutal.
Yeah,
this is extremely brutal.
Aegon, I just love Aegon just being like he's just sitting there.
He's like,
my mom bitched me out.
Yep.
I gotta prove I'm a man now. And then he fucking just goes for it, and then he's like. Yeah, he's like instantly losing.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, cool, my brother's here. I know I shamed him the last episode, but he's like, you got a tiny dick, you're still sleeping with your same...
Bro, he literally yells, thank the gods, when he sees his brother show up, and his brother's like, nah, I'm going to burn you, bro. I'm going to burn you and your dragon. Yeah. Y'all going to fall from the sky, and you're going to be jacked up.
I'm actually a little surprised. I'm not sure if it's like a little like retconning or whatever, but like... in the first season, you definitely see Aegon being a good fighter and like training, being good at like, stuff like that.
Okay.
And like, being more competent, I guess. Is that like a retcon kind of thing?
I don't think it's a retcon thing. I think it's when ego gets in the way because as he got older, he cared more about lying around with girls and hanging out with his boys over actually keeping his skills up. To be a great fighter, you always got to keep your head on a swivel. And he got comfortable. Yeah,
you always got to sleep fetal position with your first. Yeah,
so that don't make you tough no more. Like think about Daemon. Daemon, we say they're kind of parallel in a weird way. Daemon is that dude because he's always on the fight. He's always looking for the fight.
Yeah.
Aegon he wasn't looking for the fight. He wanted to join the fight because he had to prove himself. And I think the only person he had to prove himself to was himself.
Or his mom.
Well, no, because his mother told him, said, you don't have to do anything. Do nothing. Matter of fact,
that's the worst thing
That's the coldest thing to say to somebody.
Yeah.
But it's the realest thing.
It's like, but
it's the realest thing. Like sometimes you gotta be real.
If your goal is to keep him out of the fight, that's the worst thing you can say.
Yeah, but unless he's smart and realize you're the king.
Well, if he was smart, he would be more confident, wouldn't even have that issue.
Yeah, well,
it's all an oxymoron.
He ain't that guy, bro.
Yeah.
So therefore, he goes to the fight. All right, you go to the fight, and your own brother turned on. Yeah. Cold-blooded. You couldn't beat Meleese. That wasn't happening.
Yeah.
And and Auntie Riri, That's what we gonna call her. You know, the queen that never was but should have been. But should have been. She put up the fight of a lifetime, and then out of nowhere, on her way out, when I saw that dragon get her dragon by the neck, I was like, "Oh, that's it."
Yeah. I was expecting a beheading, which I know they end up doing that in the next episode because they literally have.
He chomps his head off.
It didn't.
Yes, you did. It separates.
Oh, I didn't see it. I thought it was just kind of burned like the neck, and then
no, he bit his head smooth off. He went up right for the neck, and his head separated.
Oh,
That's
okay, cool.
Fell.
I was. Well, you know, I thought what happened like he just chomped on it.
No.
And then burnt it, and then
he snapped that head right off.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, the head dropped somewhere, and they go clearly.
They're gonna bring it in the King's Landing, and then.
But yeah, she falls to the ground. And from that height, she wasn't surviving. She knew it. She giving up.
Yeah, seriously, that was badass. That was
a badass death.
Like, well, fuck.
But when she strapped in, I knew she was going on. She's like, there's no going back.
Yeah,
I gotta
that's it.
Finish this fight.
And we're only halfway through the season, so
big L for the Blacks though. That's an L. Yeah. They took that L hard.
Well, yeah, that's the thing though, because like they only the Blacks lost. Like Aegon's still alive, yes. And basically it's even better for the Greens because now he's not being an insolent little child anymore because he's basically almost dead, but he's still alive.
You'll see.
You know, he's definitely not making decisions.
It's going to be some foreshadowing. Remember the last season of Game of Thrones. I'm going to keep harking back to that. Who has the best story? Bran the Broken.
No.
Yeah, he's gonna be broken, bro. He's gonna be all messed up.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like he's gonna end up on winning the throne and shit.
No, not Aegon.
Don't spoil anything.
Yeah. I'm talking about Aegon.
Yeah, Aegon.
Aegon's gonna be jacked up, bro.
Good.
I mean, look, his daddy. He was half a face, and he was still running the kingdom. Sorta.
Yes.
Sorta.
Maybe Otto will come back in the fold. I'm hoping he does. He's gonna come back anyway.
But yes,
but now there's a whole bunch of fallout now because what are you gonna do with Corlys? Like, what's Corlys gonna do? What's Rhaenyra gonna do?
Well, Rhaenyra she's gonna have to really do some restructuring.
Well, yeah. All she got is Jace. Damon's off fucking, tripping his ass off.
Corlys gonna be mad.
Yeah,
he's gonna be big mad. He lost his wife.
Well, now he's got because why weren't they using more of the Navy?
Well, the fight wasn't for that. They needed to consolidate houses first. The Navy, they used this as choke points. You're going to see some naval battles. Don't worry. It's coming.
Yeah. I'm thinking, okay, so now that the war has started, the first big casualties, first big battles happened. We're not at the point where like you're gaining sympathy with like the whole like Jaehaerys beheading thing. Okay. We're like, look at our failure here. Like, look, we need to rally the people here. Now it's more like if you lose like in a battle like that, that's awful for your side. It's only going to gain more support for the other side. You know what I mean? So it's like
we're in war.
You can't use it.
No one wins, and no one wins.
Yeah.
It doesn't. This is where Otto would have come into great play because he understood the moments and how to sell it.
Yeah. Well, I think they're doing a decent job already. At least the Greens are with taking Meleese's head.
Yeah, well,
and they're gonna parade.
Yeah, which I think was a bad look for the baby. Better look with a dragon.
Yeah,
it was a bad look. You don't do that.
Well, no. Now it's just like, hey, look at what we fucking did, guys. This is awesome. We killed the other team's dragon.
I'm sorry, because when I saw that baby on the thing and it hit the pothole, I was like,
I was so ready for it to fall out.
Head roll off, so ready. I was like, oh no, this is gonna be bad. But yeah, so we'll see how they sell it. We'll see. Because, and look at Christian Cole. Like, out of all the battles this dude has been in, because he's been in a lot, we know this. When he was in that battle, he shook.
Oh, yeah.
It messed him up. And I'm glad it did. The dragon should have fell on him and killed him, and then everybody would have cheered, but...
I wonder where Sir Gawain is.
Oh, no, you didn't hear what he said? He took the castle. He took Rook's Nest.
Oh, okay.
He said, no, men, follow me.
Okay, it's like...
You hear him in the background. While Christian Cole's like, oh, no, I got to go check on the king.
Right.
Which is a very interesting scene.
Yeah, so we don't...
Aemon with his sword out.
I was expecting him to go kill him. I was expecting him to finish it.
We don't really know what he was doing.
But it was in the position to be sheathed again.
Yes. So it's kind of weird. Because he's got his sword out and he says, where's the king? And he just points.
He's like,
he's up under there.
Then he picks up the dagger, though. So now we know that the Song of Ice and Fire is
written on that dagger,
but only when it's like hot.
Yes,
and he blew up in an explosion, so the knife could have been hot. You think he would have read it?
This one-eye ass ain't reading nothing. He didn't read that.
I don't know.
Nah, he didn't read. He just picked it up. He thought it was a cool dagger because it was his father's dagger.
Well, yeah, because that symbolizes like the the
and think
king.
about it, he keeps it.
Yeah.
Straight up keeps it. Which we find out way, 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 way later. It ends up in the hands of the Lannisters.
So does that mean like Thailand's a dipshit though? It's got to like loop around somehow.
I think it's because it's Valerian steel, and there's not that many Valerian daggers. There's a lot of Valerian swords.
Yeah.
It was a very ornate dagger, and it
Yeah.
goes all the way back to Aegon the Conqueror. So it's a pretty cool. Like it's like, hey man, I beat you. I'm taking this. Like what's brother gonna do? I want my dagger back. Nah, dude.
He's like in bed.
You gonna take that L?
All the bandages. Oh, give it back.
Yeah, so yeah, it's gonna be a very interesting moving forward. But yes, like I said before, shout out to Twitter. Rhaenys got some of the greatest fanfare I've ever seen from a fictional character. I sent you a bunch of it.
Yeah.
With
This is like funeral arrangements.
Black Twitter, God bless you. They had Twitter invites to the funeral. I'm going to the funeral. The funeral was dope. The funeral invites was epic. It was a lady in a funeral home that actually did a TikTok and set it up. I thought it was brilliant.
Wild,
brilliant. Like, because we love her. We love Auntie Riri. Her repast going to be fire. Like, she married a black man. There's going to be some good food.
Yeah.
That was a great interracial marriage. Like, we gonna support that. She was at the cookouts. Auntie Riri gone. God bless her. And it's crazy because, she's the queen that never was, who should have been. And it's crazy that her dragon was called the Red Queen.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Meleys was that dragon. And Meleys is one of the dragons from Aegon the Conqueror's era. Mm-hmm. It's one of his wives' dragons. Just, like...
Was that... There's a... What the fuck?
Yeah, I forget.
It's Rayella, I think.
Yeah, two sister wives.
Rayella, and Visenya's the other one, but like the one that I think her name was literally Rhaenys.
Probably. So once again, just rehashing the names. They need to stop this.
They gotta stop that.
George R. R. Martin. Come on, we need some Bills, Johns, Teds, Pablos, maybe. I don't know. You kill off all the black people.
You had a Pedro, but that's Oberyn.
Yeah, Oberyn. Yeah, Dorne. Dorne's all the Hispanics. There's some racism there.
I didn't know that. Like, I thought the Dornish were. I didn't know that. Like, they were kind of integrated into the whole Westeros thing. I thought it was like their only kingdom that wasn't conquered, so they kind of were separate.
They're separate because
because Massaria is Dornish.
Yeah. Like they're separate, but yet still kind of in the fold. And they got a nice little deal going.
Yeah.
I was like, we got some goods, So,
for them.
It's like American Puerto Rico.
Oh, that makes so much sense. Yeah. Okay.
We're there, but you're not.
Yeah. Okay.
We got some cool stuff.
That's good.
We want that wine because remember everybody talking about Dornish wine. We're doing some import-export stuff going on there.
Well,
got some bad women,
Well, so that's the episode 4, House of the Dragon, season 2.
What an episode!
Red Dragon Gold.
The episode of episodes this season.
Do you think that's going to be the peak?
I don't want to say because I think the writers have pleasantly surprised me as a watcher to say, oh wow, they took like the big moments in the books and they really understood the assignments. And like, let's give them the meat. Mm-hmm. And let's give them the meat at the right time. That's why I said the pacing of this show. You get an episode, then something crazy. Then you get another episode, and then something crazy. So I'm thinking this episode is going to be a little bit low, but then I think after that, we're getting something crazy. Mm-hmm. And is that the last episode of the season? Only 2 more left? Or I don't remember.
We got 8 episodes this season.
Episodes, and we're only, 4?
Yeah.
Jeez.
We got 4 more weeks.
Oh,
yeah.
Like,
some shit can go down. Think about it.
We're going to get some bangers because if there's an episode, there's a battle that's going to happen that I want to see. And it's not the dragon battle. There's a couple of battles. There's a couple of let's keep it a little bit back to human beings fighting because the dragon stuff is way too crazy. Clearly, that's nuclear war when the dragons go at it.
Yeah.
And yes, there are a few dragons, and we will see some dragon battles, but there are some fights on the ground that are going to be very significant. We already know Corlys is about to wild out.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he
killed his wife.
You killed his wife, the love of his life. He loved that woman.
Yeah.
And she was a good woman. She was cool with his bastards. First of all, if he's smart, do what you honor your bastard because you need him because you don't have no heir to Driftmark right now.
Yeah, he probably should.
Should.
He hadn't had luck with that.
I don't know. I don't understand him a little bit. His brother was way too hot-headed and lost his head for it. Like, I get it. Your son, your grandson, who's not really your grandson. That whole situation.
Yeah, it's just part of it.
Just hey man, we just going with the flow. He seemed because he's always been loyal to the crown, but like this now takes the shackles off of him in a weird way.
Yeah, well, he's not literally not married to the throne anymore.
He's not married to the
or
throne,
that royal family.
and I think his ego is going to catch the best of him. And probably this is going to be because we know his house doesn't last somewhere. They're never talked about after this. So the downfall of this house, which I really love this house, man. Silver dreadlock, Rastafarian dudes. That's come on, man. That's the West Indian in me. I love them. I might cosplay that at Comic-Con, New York Comic-Con. I will be there. New York Comic-Con. Yeah, man. I'm definitely trying to maybe cosplay as one of them dudes. Like,
do it.
Why not, right? Yeah. Silver dreadlock wig, go hard in the paint. But yeah, it's coming. What's coming? It should be good.
I can't fucking wait. But I guess we'll have to go week to week on that one.
Week to week.
We're gonna double up for 7 and 8 though.
Okay, we're going hard in the paint.
We're gonna have to. But anyway, so until then, we are Seen It Before. You can catch us on Instagram and TikTok at Seen It Before Cast or on Twitter with SIB_pod. I'm Danny. You can find me at Instagram at Danny_Was. My letterbox and serialized at DJ Was or my YouTube channel, which is just Danny Was. And that was a lot to say. What about you?
You're all over the internet. I am just Pooh130 at Instagram, and I'm on Seen It Before. I'm glad to be here for House of the Dragon and Seen It Before. I'm gonna see you guys again.
Because I've seen it before.
You guys haven't seen enough, in my opinion.
I've seen the Game of Thrones, and that's all I'm hoping for.
We'll give you a list of movies. Watch it.
Oh, right.
Especially the guy behind the camera right now.
He liked The Godfather. Anyway, we'll see you next time.